I have never wanted to teach because I feel like it was a waste of time, but now it's officially not a waste of time because you have an AP exam. Cool. Hang on to it, and I will take them all up one day so I can scan them all and have proof that you got it because I want you to keep your schedules. You're all right. You're good. So this is what I'm rolling with today. We call these, shorthand for this is, we call this Sig Figs. Now, this typically is something that was covered before in a math class. I don't know if it's part of the math curriculum anymore or not. It's also called significant digits. We call them Sig Figs or Sig Digs, but significant figures is the long hand. And this is why this matters. You need Sig Figs because this tells us how many digits and places we should have in our final answer. So this is really important. On the AP Chemistry exam, on the free response, there is a question that they choose, and it is randomly chosen. We do not know which one it is, have no idea until they go to actually grade and do the reading. When they go to do that, that's when they determine which one will be the significant figure question, which means if it is worth 1 point, if you do not have the proper number of Sig Figs, you get 0 points. You get done all the math right. But if you didn't get the Sig Figs right, you get a 0. If it is worth 2 points, then you just missed out on a point. I don't know what you're thinking. Making this big of a deal over 1 point? Yes, because every point matters. So, last year I didn't care. If you had a number that was 3,542.3178, I was like, just write the whole thing down. That's no longer accepted now. So we have to watch on the Sig Figs. So I have to teach you how to be able to determine what numbers are significant and what numbers are not significant. And then I have to teach you with the mathematical properties of what you're going to have to do with them. I will go ahead and tell you also, I am going to try and record all the classes and upload those also and send those links out to you guys. Just like we did last year. Let's try not to ruin the videos this year. Don't start drama, okay?
Okay.
It's first period, so hopefully everybody's a little more chill.
I think this class will be.
Up to.
I think we're missing a certain
Yeah.
that really.
All right, so Dustin take the class.
He's not.
He won't.
His mom won't let him.
All right, so here's how we determine numbers that are significant, okay?
Teachers, if you have school records or shot records for a school nurse, she's here this morning. Would you please have someone send them to her? Thank you for that.
I didn't know I had to turn in my shot records.
How are your physicians? I haven't turned mine in, but I've had mine since I was 16.
Yeah, I've turned mine in, but they're really in my college. That's not okay.
Kaylee Caldwell to Miss Walker's office.
Get it after this class.
Yeah. I keep forgetting.
All right, so first are digits 1 through 9. So if it's an actual number 1 through 9, it is significant. So it matters. The tricky part is when it comes to zeros, because zeros can count and they can't count. That's where the confusion part comes in. So here's the key to knowing whether it counts or not. The easiest thing is what I like to call a sandwich zero. So an example of like what a sandwich zero looks like in this case, that 0 right there in the middle is sandwiched between 2 digits. So that's a significant figure, that's a significant figure. This also is significant because it's between 2 digits.
What's an example when it's not?
We're gonna get there because the confusion part comes with what we call trailing zeros. So if we have trailing zeros, there are stipulations behind it. So I call them sandwich zeros. Other people call them trapped zeros. If it's a 0 but it's between 2 digits, then it's going to matter. Then we have what we call trailing zeros. And the trailing zeros are the ones that are special. These are the ones that make it hard and difficult and why kids hate significant figures. And I'll be honest with you, why I hate significant figures. It sucks. It's the dumbest thing ever. Why in the world are we even talking about this?
Teachers, I'm getting a lot of attendance sheets up here, and it's just got one lunch count on it. I've got to have a lunch count that shows if they want regular lunch. I am so sorry. I apologize. I just found out there's only one line. You guys are awesome.
So mad.
So I guess I messed up because I put 2.
I don't really think it matters.
All right, so the cooks complain because the numbers are off, and I'm like, I'm not spending 10 minutes in my first period class to go through and get those numbers. So here's the one that gets confusing, is what we call trailing zeros. Trailing zeros can and cannot count. It depends. So the circumstances we look at to determine whether a trailing zero is going to count or whether it's not going to count is pretty much dependent on a decimal point. So when we have trailing zeros,
Mr. Cooks, have to check your Facebook messages.
which cooker we talking about?
Billy Cook.
Messenger.
There's a lot.
It's the easiest task you'll ever be faced with. Well, obviously I'm not talking to you.
Not when I do it back to front.
No, it's a problem when it's
Like you said, there's a whole lot of yellow.
Oh, it's a jello.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, so here's the way to look at determining whether or not the trailing zeros are going to matter. So the decimal point is going to be the huge factor on this. Love the start of the school year.
Did you just hear what Tyler said?
I didn't. Did you ruin the video?
No.
I don't know if you.
I'm wearing a yellow shirt.
What?
1 yellow, 2 yellow, 3 yellow, 4 yellow.
He said there's a lot of yellow in this room. I said, yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Where I'm sitting, your collar on your shirt looks white.
You're gonna have to leave the video.
No, he won't.
No, it's yellow. He has a yellow
It's
shirt on
very
underneath.
yellow.
Why does your leg feel like that?
Can I not sit for God's sake?
All right, so trailing zeros, to determine whether they count or not, everything is going to be based on a decimal. So in this case, so whether it counts, so let's do it like this, we'll say count. And here's an example. So it will count in this case if we had 2.4500 and technicalities, for whatever dumb, stupid reasons, this is going to count.
Can you move your
So
mug
it's-
so I
it's
can not
based-
see the number at all?
It's based on the decimal place.
Yes. But then in cases where the trailing zero is not counted, not counted. $24,500. So in this case, what we have are 5 Sig Figs. In this case over here, I have 3 Sig Figs.
That's a whole number, right?
What?
That's a whole number.
Yeah.
Wait, why do they count the decimal and not the whole number?
Because this holds significance, because this is a set, this tells me that these 2 zeros, those numbers in that place are zeros. They're fixed. So it's like this 2, why does this 2 matter? Because I know there's a 2 setting here. Okay, here where you see a 4, it could have been 0 through 9, but it's a 4. Here we have 5. It could have been 0 through 9, but it's 5. Here it's the same thing. This could have been something. This is kind of, it's not 100% effective way to help you really get significant figures, but here's the way that I like to look at it. Can I move the decimal, put it in scientific notation, and drop zeros? It's not 100% effective, and it's not the greatest thing in the world. I know you're kind of confused on this. That's okay. That's why we're taking today to work through Sig Figs and work through examples. Okay?
So for every question on the AP thing, we have to say how many significant figures they are?
No, what you're actually going to have to do, you're actually have to apply the significant figures. So the difference is, let me do this piece to answer your question, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to determine what mathematical property you're doing. So if you're adding or subtracting, if you're adding or subtracting numbers together, what you're going to do with this is you will make the determination, we will set this, and we will round to the lowest decimal, lowest place past the decimal. That makes more sense. That's if you're adding or subtracting. But then you have multiplication and division.
Teachers, we still have just a few attendance papers that still need sent to the office, please. Thank you.
So if you do multiplication or division, this is different. When we multiply or divide, we will round to the lowest number of Sig Figs.
Nolan Toller, report to room 1034. Nolan Toller, report to room 1034.
Bless you.
What?
So bless you.
I probably should do. If you want to write it, you can write it. I don't know if it would help you to write it or not write it. But leading zeros do not count before the numbers.
Yeah,
Do not count.
that,
What does it count?
Leading zeros. So if it's like a bunch of zeros in the beginning. So let's say you had a number like this. So this is where I actually want to get into like,
Hannah Toller, report to
This is the
Sherry
part.
Walker's room.
I get it.
Hannah Toller, please go to Sherry Walker's room.
You're going to be a little confused and everything. That's okay. So let's say you had a number like 0.0004665 grams.
So there'd only be 3 significant.
yeah.
There's only 3. Why is there only 3? These are leading zeros.
Okay, what if it was the whole number? Like 7,
Why would you?
How would it be a whole number?
zeros.
you won't have leading zeros. So in
Dude,
this,
shut up.
in this case,
That work.
3 Sig Figs. So this is the big part, okay? Like, I don't know when they're gonna interrupt us, but like, if you get out of here today, I'm happy if I can just get you to recognize this is how many Sig Figs there are. Like, literally, I have your, I guess, technical, like, homework. You're not gonna get it from me today. You'll get it tomorrow. The reason I'm giving it to you tomorrow is to get you to practice with significant figures, because this is so elementary that it
I got it at the part when he was like, I think I kind of got it, and then like I kind of got confused again.
I think I do.
I understand. Sort of.
I get like
4068.
4 Sig Figs.
466.
So say that there was like a 1 in front of that very first 0 on the top example. Would all those zeros count as significant figures?
Why would they count?
Because they're sandwiched in between 1 and 4. So all 4 of those zeros would count, right?
Bingo.
Okay.
Period, I was thinking.
Okay, so let's do it this way too. Because here's the ones that I hate. And you have no idea, this is killing me, but I'm like, I have to do this. If I gave you something, let's say you had something like this.
Two.
That would be
Dude.
5.
No, that'd be 2.
It'd be 5 Sig Figs. Because
It's
they're
not
trailing
it's
zeros,
trailing.
and they're certain.
But
They're trailing, but the decimal's there.
Yeah.
Since the
So you
decimal
don't-
place is holding and set there, the trailing zeros will count, in this case, the 5 Sig Figs.
So if it's a decimal, the zeros count automatically.
Yeah, just done.
So
It's done.
if it's like that, they'll
So
count.
if it's a, okay, I'm sorry. So it's
Can I be honest with you? Perfect example is the question on the AP chemistry exam that counted as the significant figure question did not have this. The truth of it is, they're not gonna mess with this. Like, I would be shocked if they're gonna throw this at you. They care if you know the chemistry context. What's up?
Do you look at the AP chemistry test every year after it's been graded and stuff and see how they grade it?
No, now. They give a chief reader report, and at the chief reader's, like a reader report, it gives you all sorts of information, what the kids did good, what they messed up at. So, the reason, I looked at those now, is for benefit of you all, because it tells me like traps that kids fall into. So if we can head them off, we're a lot better.
Okay, why would that one not count there? The main one? The-
Where we at?
The whole number.
Here,
Yeah,
is there a decimal?
no.
There you go.
So if it's a whole number.
If there has a decimal, it counts. So it's like
So,
this.
You could have just said that from the beginning. That counts.
3 Sig Figs.
So should I write down, 2 Sig Figs?
2 Sig Figs.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Yes, it is. I agree, 100%. But you know why they use Sig Figs for?
I don't know.
They use Sig Figs so that we can be more accurate and precise. What you're gonna find out is the reason I don't like these is I'm more worried about you learning the content. Like, I don't care if you round to the right place or not, who cares? Like, it's not that big of a deal to me. If you had an answer that was 36.894, I don't care if you gave me 38.69. I'm okay if you put the 4, okay? How you feel with determining if it's a Sig Fig or not?
Confident.
I got 2 rules. If it's a decimal, it counts. If it's no decimal, no counts.
And it has to be leading, or if it's leading.
Zeros are the
You know
problem.
what there's that too.
Zeros are the problem.
Do you got a problem?
So,
Look at them.
So everything that's 1 through 9
I'll
automatically.
look at them.
counts.
all right, so
Can you show them?
let's look at this in this case then, okay? So let's do something work some examples with you. Let's say we're adding all those together. So this is where the Sig Figs come in place. The first thing you have to be able to do is determine how many Sig Figs there are. Second thing you have to be able to do is determine how many Sig Figs you need in your final answer. So what mathematical property are you doing? We're adding. Since we're doing addition, we have to round to the lowest place past the decimal. So what that means is the smallest place past the decimal. So in this case, I have 2 places past the decimal. Here I have 1. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this case, how many places past the decimal do I need to go? Just 1.
Can you explain that? Like what's the lowest place past the decimal?
Like the fewest past the decimal. The lowest part might be confusing.
I think how you worked it made it a little off.
I apologize.
So we wanna add before the 9, do we just only add anything above the 10th place and up?
So since you're gonna round, you have to go here, you're still gonna wanna round properly, so you would still add here. So if it was me and what I was doing in this case, I would just cut that out, because that's not gonna matter anything whatsoever on this. So if I did this, I
All
would add.
students are to report to homeroom at
Hey!
this time. All students
Let's go.
report to homeroom at this